Hello friends. Ever wondered why some friendships just click, while others fizzle out like flat soda on a Monday morning? Maybe the stars have something to say about it. Today, we're diving deep into the heart and soul of Capricorn, the grounded, ambitious, no-nonsense earth sign, to see how they vibe in friendship with every other sign of the zodiac. We're talking late-night convos, loyalty tests, ghosting tendencies, and ride-or-die moments. Buckle up. This isn't your average astrology breakdown. This is Capricorn friendship compatibility, and we're not sugarcoating it. Capricorn plus Aries. Capricorn and Aries in a friendship? Think of it like a meticulous architect teaming up with a demolition expert. One is constantly drawing blueprints with precise measurements, the other wants to blow through walls and figure it out later. Capricorn is the long game, legacy, structure, consistency. Aries? Immediate action, raw energy, and no time for hesitation. It's the classic tortoise and hare combo, except in this case, both the tortoise and the hare are extremely stubborn and secretly want to lead the race. Now here's where it gets interesting. Beneath their totally different speeds and life strategies, both Capricorn and Aries actually share a deep inner drive. Capricorn's is rooted in achievement and security, Aries in personal conquest and independence. In other words, both are ambitious, both want to win, and both have zero chill when it comes to failure. This common ground becomes the magnetic force that keeps their friendship from imploding. In everyday situations, Capricorn might find Aries impulsive and reckless. Aries could roll their eyes at Capricorn's endless planning sessions and "let's revisit this next quarter" attitude. But once they stop trying to change each other, and instead learn to leverage their differences, something magical happens. Aries gets a crash course in the power of pacing, and Capricorn learns how liberating it can be to just leap. Imagine them working on a project together. Capricorn is laying out spreadsheets, contingency plans, and color-coded task lists. Aries? Already 3 steps in with a coffee in one hand and chaos in the other. They'll bicker, definitely. Aries might ditch the plan halfway through. Capricorn might pull out receipts to prove why that was a bad move. But by the end, Aries' fire and Capricorn's discipline somehow merge into real results. It's not graceful, but it works. Their social lives also reflect this balance. Aries wants spontaneous weekend trips, last-minute parties, wild stories. Capricorn's ideal Saturday might include a strategic networking event or just staying in with a good book and a 5-year goal map. If they meet halfway, Aries pulls Capricorn out of the cave, and Capricorn ensures Aries doesn't end up partying on a sinking ship. Emotionally, things can get rocky. Aries is reactive, they'll say things in the moment that sting. Capricorn tends to retreat emotionally and build walls. Misunderstandings? Guaranteed. But if Aries learns to slow down before speaking, and Capricorn learns to stop holding grudges like ancient scrolls, they can develop a loyalty that's rare and unshakable. One of the most underrated strengths of this friendship is their combined resilience. When life throws a curveball, Capricorn steadies the ship while Aries punches the storm in the face. They're the type of friends who could survive a cross-country road trip where the GPS fails, the car breaks down, and they still somehow make it on time and with better stories than anyone else. There is one danger: competition. If both try to dominate, it's war. Capricorn will pull rank and experience. Aries will fight with passion and force. Unless they truly see each other as equals, the dynamic can become toxic fast. But when they operate side by side, not head to head, they're unstoppable. In the long run, Capricorn and Aries have the potential to be that odd duo everyone underestimates, until they show up and crush it. They're a little messy, a little volatile, but if they find their rhythm, it's a high-voltage, ironclad kind of bond. Friendship verdict: a friendship full of sparks and structure. It's not always easy, but when mutual respect leads the way, these two build a bond as thrilling as it is powerful. Capricorn plus Taurus. This is a friendship that doesn't just last, it thrives quietly, steadily, and without the need for constant validation. When Capricorn and Taurus become friends, it's like placing 2 bricks on solid ground, immovable, reliable, and ready to build something real. As earth signs, they're both rooted in practicality, realism, and long-term thinking. There's no fluff here, no emotional chaos, just two souls who value consistency over intensity, and quality over quantity. Capricorn brings a quiet ambition to the table, the kind that doesn't boast, but moves with purpose. Taurus, on the other hand, radiates calm strength. They're sensual, patient, and grounded, with a love for comfort and a deep appreciation for the simple joys of life. Together, they create a friendship that feels like a Sunday morning. Warm light, fresh coffee, zero drama. What makes their bond so powerful is mutual respect. Capricorn admires Taurus's loyalty and inner strength, not the kind that needs to be shouted from rooftops, but the kind that shows up, stays present, and follows through. Taurus, in turn, respects Capricorn's work ethic, discipline, and resilience. These two don't need to say much to understand each other. They simply get one another, silently, intuitively. When they hang out, it's never forced. You won't find them in loud nightclubs or chasing empty thrills. Think wine and cheese nights, slow walks in nature, carefully curated Spotify playlists, or conversations that start with home decor and end with investment strategies. Capricorn brings the big picture vision, while Taurus knows how to enjoy the present moment, creating a perfect yin-yang of ambition and contentment. Emotionally, they move at similar speeds. Both tend to be cautious when opening up, preferring to test the waters before diving in. But once that trust is established, it's rock solid. Capricorn finds comfort in Taurus's emotional steadiness, while Taurus feels safe in Capricorn's consistent presence. This emotional synergy creates a bond that's deeply nourishing, even if it doesn't always look flashy on the surface. They also share a love for tradition and structure. Whether it's celebrating birthdays the same way every year or sticking to a monthly meet-up schedule, they both find joy in the predictable. Where others might call it boring, they call it grounding. It's this shared appreciation for reliability that forms the backbone of their friendship. Conflict between them is rare, not because they're perfect, but because they both prefer peace over pettiness. If tension does arise, it's usually over stubbornness. Capricorn thinks they know best. Taurus isn't fond of being told what to do. But even these disagreements are usually low drama. After a little sulking or passive resistance, they'll find common ground and move forward without resentment. One of the hidden strengths of this friendship is their ability to quietly elevate each other. Capricorn pushes Taurus toward long-term goals, encouraging them to dream a little bigger and reach a little higher. Taurus, in turn, reminds Capricorn that rest is productive, that success isn't just measured in milestones, and that life's beauty often hides in the details. There's a timelessness to this friendship. Decades could pass, and Capricorn and Taurus would still find comfort in each other's presence. They're not the friends who talk every day or post selfies constantly. They're the ones who show up when it matters, remember the little things, and never let the connection fade, even in silence. Friendship verdict. This is loyalty at its purest. Deep, enduring, and effortlessly stable. The kind of friendship that grows roots and weathers every season with quiet strength and unwavering trust. Capricorn plus Gemini. This is where the stars throw a cosmic curveball. Capricorn and Gemini are like two characters from completely different genres, one from a political drama, the other from a fast-paced comedy. Capricorn enters the scene with a briefcase, a 5-year plan, and a calendar app color-coded down to the hour. Gemini bursts in 5 minutes late, mid-story, texting 3 people, with a spontaneous idea that may or may not involve moving to Bali next week. They're opposites in almost every way, and yet, there's something strangely magnetic about this odd couple energy. Capricorn thrives on discipline, structure, and long-term goals. They believe in effort, consistency, and building things that last. Gemini, ruled by Mercury, is a creature of air, talkative, ever curious, constantly shifting their attention from one idea to the next. To Capricorn, Gemini can seem flighty, unfocused, and even superficial. Meanwhile, Gemini may view Capricorn as a stick in the mud, too serious, too cautious, and frankly, kind of a buzzkill. So how does this unlikely duo find common ground? It starts with curiosity. Gemini is endlessly fascinated by people, and Capricorn's mysterious, reserved nature is like a locked vault they must figure out. Capricorn, though initially skeptical of Gemini's chaotic vibe, can't help but be intrigued by their quick wit and boundless imagination. Gemini brings stories, color, and levity to Capricorn's gray-toned world, while Capricorn offers grounding and perspective to Gemini's whirlwind existence. Communication between them is a dance. Gemini loves to talk, jumping from topic to topic like a squirrel on espresso. Capricorn listens patiently, or at least tries to, before steering the conversation back to something practical or meaningful. Gemini may poke fun at Capricorn's seriousness, while Capricorn might throw in a dry, deadpan joke that catches Gemini off guard and makes them laugh harder than they expected. Their styles clash, but the contrast creates moments of unexpected brilliance, especially when they learn not to take each other personally. Where this friendship really gets tested is in follow-through. Capricorn expects consistency. Gemini promises the world on Tuesday and forgets about it by Thursday. This drives Capricorn absolutely nuts. Gemini, in turn, feels boxed in by Capricorn's expectations and can get rebellious or evasive. To make it work, Gemini has to put in genuine effort to show up, not just with words, but with actions. Capricorn has to loosen their grip on control and allow spontaneity a seat at the table. And yet, when they do sync, there's magic. Capricorn brings plans, structure, and real-world execution to Gemini's brilliant ideas. Gemini adds adaptability, creativity, and a sense of humor to Capricorn's often overly rigid framework. Together, they can actually build something unique, part reality, part dream, something neither could do alone. Socially, they might run in very different circles. Gemini loves a crowd, bouncing between people like a social butterfly with a triple espresso. Capricorn prefers a tight-knit group of trusted friends and a dinner table with real conversation. But even here, they can surprise each other. Gemini may discover the joy of deep, quiet connection thanks to Capricorn, while Capricorn may find themselves at a party laughing more freely than they have in years. Emotionally, Capricorn is guarded and methodical. They build trust like a fortress, slowly, brick by brick. Gemini is more emotionally fluid, wearing different moods like outfits. This can lead to misunderstandings. Capricorn might find Gemini's emotional inconsistency disorienting. Gemini might see Capricorn as cold or distant. But if they talk openly, there's room for real growth. Capricorn teaches Gemini emotional responsibility. Gemini teaches Capricorn that vulnerability doesn't have to be heavy. The key to this friendship surviving long-term? Respect and space. Capricorn must learn to embrace the unpredictability of Gemini without trying to fix them. Gemini must accept Capricorn's need for order without mocking it. If they give each other the freedom to be who they are, and find joy in their differences rather than frustration, they can build a friendship that constantly evolves. Friendship verdict. This one's a roller coaster. Unexpected, challenging, and often chaotic, but full of moments that expand both their worlds. If they can survive the turbulence, this is a bond that transforms them both. Capricorn plus Cancer. This is one of those rare, cosmic pairings where two completely different energies meet, and instead of clashing, they lock into place like puzzle pieces. Capricorn and Cancer sit directly across from each other on the zodiac wheel, making them natural opposites and natural complements. Capricorn is logic, structure, ambition. Cancer is emotion, intuition, compassion. On paper, it's a strange fit, but in practice, this friendship can be one of the most quietly powerful and deeply nourishing bonds either sign will ever experience. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the taskmaster of time, responsibility, and structure. Cancer is ruled by the Moon, ruler of emotions, memories, and intuition. That alone says a lot. Capricorn builds fences, sets boundaries, creates a long-term plan. Cancer nurtures, listens, and feels deeply. When these two come together, it's a masterclass in how to support each other's weaknesses with grace and patience. Capricorn offers Cancer stability when emotions feel overwhelming, while Cancer brings warmth and softness to Capricorn's often stoic world. One of the first things that draws them together is their shared love of loyalty. Neither of these signs takes friendship lightly. Capricorn may not wear their heart on their sleeve, but once you're in their circle, they'll defend you, show up for you, and invest in you. Cancer is fiercely devoted to the people they care about, often going out of their way to nurture and protect those they love. There's an unspoken pact that forms between them, a quiet agreement that, "I've got your back," no matter how different their approaches may be. Day to day, this friendship is a slow burn. Cancer might initially find Capricorn a bit cold or distant. Capricorn might think Cancer is too sensitive or overly emotional. But with time, and these two are very good with time, they learn to appreciate what the other offers. Capricorn begins to see the beauty in emotional vulnerability, and Cancer learns that boundaries don't equal rejection. Their communication styles evolve naturally as they build trust, and over time, they become each other's safe haven. Capricorn gives Cancer something incredibly valuable: emotional security. Cancer, who often worries about being abandoned or misunderstood, finds reassurance in Capricorn's consistent presence. Capricorn is someone who says what they mean, means what they say, and doesn't flake when things get hard. That kind of reliability is gold for Cancer's nervous system. Meanwhile, Cancer gives Capricorn something just as rare: emotional permission. Capricorn often feels like they have to hold everything together, be the strong one, the planner, the provider. But around Cancer, they can soften. They can cry, they can admit when they're scared, and they'll be met not with judgment, but with compassion. They also balance each other in practical ways. Capricorn helps Cancer stay grounded, especially when emotions start to take the wheel. They're the ones who help Cancer make a plan when everything feels like it's falling apart. Cancer, in turn, reminds Capricorn that life isn't just about goals and achievements. It's about connection, comfort, and meaning. A night with these two might look like homemade soup, a deep conversation about dreams and fears, and a shared sense of peace that doesn't need to be spoken out loud. Even conflict, which is bound to happen in any friendship, plays out differently with these two. Cancer may retreat into their shell when hurt. Capricorn may shut down and go silent. But because both care so deeply and value the relationship, they're usually willing to meet in the middle. Cancer learns to express their needs more clearly, while Capricorn learns to listen with more empathy. Their differences force them to grow in ways that make them better, not just as friends, but as people. There's also a shared love of tradition, nostalgia, and creating something lasting. Whether it's weekly check-ins, annual trips, or just remembering every birthday without a Facebook reminder, these two care about the little things that make a friendship feel sacred. Cancer remembers Capricorn's favorite childhood snack. Capricorn helps Cancer build a long-term financial plan. These aren't just friends, they're chosen family. In the long run, this friendship has the kind of emotional durability most people only dream about. Capricorn may be slow to trust, and Cancer may be quick to feel, but together, they form a bond built on patience, protection, and profound understanding. It's not always flashy, but it's always real. Friendship verdict: a soul-deep connection rooted in mutual care and loyalty. Capricorn and Cancer build a friendship that's equal parts emotional refuge and practical alliance, the kind of bond that lasts a lifetime and quietly changes both lives for the better. Capricorn plus Leo. When Capricorn and Leo walk into the same room, the energy shifts, and not quietly. These are two of the most commanding signs in the zodiac, each carrying their own brand of authority. Capricorn exudes silent strength, control, and calculated ambition. Leo enters like a firework, bold, warm, charismatic, and impossible to ignore. This friendship is less of a stroll through the park and more of a power summit. Think Fortune 500 CEO meets movie star, both natural-born leaders, both determined to make their mark, and both very, very opinionated about how that should happen. On the surface, they might not seem like the best match. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of discipline, time, and structure. Leo is ruled by the Sun, center of the solar system, full of ego, identity, and light. Capricorn plans 10 years ahead. Leo wants to live like royalty right now. One is quietly strategic, the other is loud and expressive. Capricorn builds legacy in silence. Leo wants applause along the way. And yet, in spite of, or maybe because of, these differences, something magnetic happens when these two collide. They challenge each other from the start. Capricorn sees Leo's flair for attention and instinctively wants to roll their eyes. Do we really need a spotlight for this? Meanwhile, Leo might find Capricorn's stoic nature frustrating. Could you at least pretend to be impressed? But underneath that friction lies a deep mutual admiration. Capricorn can't deny Leo's magnetism and confidence. Leo can't ignore Capricorn's drive, intelligence, and the sheer power of their discipline. What makes this friendship thrive isn't similarity, it's respect. When Leo realizes Capricorn isn't trying to dim their light, just ground it, they relax. When Capricorn sees that Leo isn't just a show-off but someone with a lion-sized heart and fierce loyalty, they open up. Together, they form a unique bond that blends Leo's creative fire with Capricorn's rock-solid foundation. Leo brings the inspiration, Capricorn builds the infrastructure. Leo dreams it, and Capricorn makes it real. Day to day, this friendship is a mix of motivational talks, playful jabs, and the occasional ego showdown. Leo loves extravagance, the big dinners, the luxury experiences, the storytelling. Capricorn prefers subtlety and strategy, private conversations over loud declarations, action over words. But when they blend their social lives, it can actually be the best of both worlds. Capricorn helps Leo see the value in simplicity and substance, while Leo drags Capricorn into the spotlight once in a while, showing them it's okay to shine, to celebrate, to feel joy in success, not just plan for it. Emotionally, these two move differently. Capricorn is private, slow to trust, and deeply internal. Leo is emotionally expressive, wearing their heart on their sleeve and expecting recognition in return. This can create some misfires. Leo might feel underappreciated if Capricorn doesn't verbalize admiration. Capricorn might feel overwhelmed by Leo's emotional demands. But with time, and especially with honest communication, they begin to sync. Capricorn learns the value of affirmation. Leo learns the depth behind quiet loyalty. There's also an undercurrent of competition in this friendship, not always a bad thing. Both want to be excellent, to lead, to be respected. If channeled positively, this can push them to become better versions of themselves. They'll encourage each other to chase dreams, hit milestones, and set higher goals. But if either starts to feel overshadowed or dismissed, egos will flare. Capricorn might withhold support. Leo might start grandstanding. That's when the friendship risks turning cold, unless both are willing to share power instead of hoard it. What keeps this friendship going is their ability to grow from each other. Leo softens Capricorn's edges. They remind them that life is meant to be enjoyed, not just conquered. Capricorn gives Leo depth and discipline, encouraging them to ground their passion in purpose. Leo adds color to Capricorn's grayscale world. Capricorn gives Leo structure to turn ideas into lasting impact. It's not an easy bond, but it's a transformative one, the kind that leaves both people changed for the better. In time, what begins as a clash of styles can evolve into a deeply rewarding alliance. They may not always agree, but they'll always push each other toward growth, and that's the kind of friendship that lasts. Friendship verdict: bold, ambitious, and full of fire and grit. Capricorn and Leo thrive when they stop competing and start collaborating, becoming each other's biggest challengers and greatest allies in a friendship that's anything but ordinary. Capricorn plus Virgo. When Capricorn and Virgo come together in friendship, it's like two engineers designing a bridge. Every detail is deliberate, every move purposeful, and the result? Strong enough to withstand anything. These two earth signs speak the same language: logic, structure, and a deep respect for hard work. There's no need for dramatic entrances or grand declarations. Instead, their bond is built slowly, like a well-laid foundation, quiet, stable, and unbelievably reliable. Capricorn is the long-game strategist. They're constantly looking at the bigger picture, planning 5 moves ahead, focused on building something that lasts. Virgo, on the other hand, is the detail-obsessed analyst, noticing things most people miss, whether it's a typo, a changed mood, or a misaligned button. When these two combine forces, they form a friendship that operates like a finely tuned machine. Capricorn provides direction and structure. Virgo ensures nothing falls through the cracks. What makes this connection so powerful is that both signs genuinely appreciate each other's strengths. Virgo doesn't see Capricorn's discipline as rigid, they admire it. Capricorn doesn't view Virgo's perfectionism as nitpicking, they see it as commitment. This mutual respect runs deep, and it creates a sense of trust that is hard to come by with more chaotic or emotionally driven signs. Together, they find comfort in order, peace in planning, and joy in shared accomplishments, even if that accomplishment is just reorganizing a closet or crushing a week of to-do lists. Their daily interactions are usually calm and composed, with a side of dry humor and practical wisdom. They'll give each other advice that actually makes sense, not emotional pep talks, but grounded, solution-oriented insight. Virgo helps Capricorn refine their ideas, ensuring every angle is covered. Capricorn helps Virgo stop overanalyzing and actually take action. It's a tag-team dynamic that works best when both are feeling centered and productive, and let's be honest, they usually are. One of the underrated joys of this friendship is how much they enjoy the same kind of low-key quality time. There's no pressure to entertain or impress. A shared workspace, a long walk with meaningful conversation, a movie night where everything is planned down to the snack options, this is their idea of fun. They don't need noise or chaos to feel connected. The quiet understanding between them is the glue. Emotionally, they're a slow burn. Both Capricorn and Virgo tend to be reserved and a little guarded, especially when it comes to feelings. But instead of being frustrated by each other's emotional caution, they find comfort in it. Neither rushes the process. They know that true loyalty takes time, and once it's there, it's unshakable. Virgo feels safe with Capricorn's emotional maturity, and Capricorn feels seen by Virgo's quiet empathy. In times of stress or crisis, this friendship truly shines. Virgo is the one texting helpful reminders and bringing over tea. Capricorn is the one calmly talking you through a plan to fix the situation. Neither panics, neither disappears. They show up, consistently, quietly, and completely. You won't see big, dramatic displays of affection, but you will see real commitment, real loyalty, and a shared sense of responsibility that runs deeper than words. Conflict between them is rare, not because they're perfect, but because they both genuinely dislike drama and inefficiency. If a disagreement arises, it's approached like a problem to be solved, not a battle to be won. Capricorn brings logic, Virgo brings nuance, and together they usually find a resolution that respects both sides. No yelling, no ghosting, just mutual respect and mature dialogue. In the long run, this friendship is one of the most dependable in the zodiac. It might not be flashy or emotionally explosive, but it's the kind of connection that quietly supports both people through every phase of life. Career changes, personal growth, triumphs, setbacks, they'll be there, often with a spreadsheet and a step-by-step game plan in hand. It's friendship as a life strategy, and it works. Friendship verdict: thoughtful, grounded, and almost unbreakable. Capricorn and Virgo build a friendship that feels like coming home, predictable in the best way, supportive without smothering, and always built to last. Capricorn plus Libra. This is a friendship that shouldn't work, and yet, somehow, when it does, it's stunning in its complexity and charm. Capricorn and Libra are a pair from different worlds. Capricorn lives in the land of structure, deadlines, and personal ambition, while Libra floats through a realm of elegance, social grace, and emotional diplomacy. On paper, it looks like an odd match, one obsessed with climbing mountains, the other with arranging the perfect bouquet at the summit. But the beauty of this dynamic is that each offers something the other didn't know they needed. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of discipline, responsibility, and long-term thinking. They're practical, grounded, and tend to view life through a lens of realism, sometimes to the point of pessimism. Libra, ruled by Venus, is all about aesthetics, harmony, and human connection. They believe in fairness, beauty, and the subtle art of timing, not in the when the market's right kind of way, but in the way a perfect outfit or a beautifully worded apology can change everything. It's structure versus spontaneity, logic versus charm, results versus experience. At first, Capricorn may find Libra's indecision maddening. Libra wants to weigh all options, and then probably come back later and weigh them again, preferably over brunch. Capricorn, who prefers to make a call and move forward, might view this as inefficiency. Meanwhile, Libra may feel Capricorn is too cold, too rigid, or even a little emotionally standoffish. But beneath the surface judgments, there's intrigue. Libra is fascinated by Capricorn's quiet power and consistency. Capricorn can't help but be drawn to Libra's grace, wit, and ability to light up any room. What ultimately draws them together is their mutual appreciation for excellence. Both signs, though in different ways, are obsessed with doing things well. Capricorn approaches this through hard work, planning, and results. Libra approaches it through style, social finesse, and idealism. In friendship, this translates to a shared appreciation for quality experiences, a perfect meal, a meaningful conversation, a beautifully organized event. They may get there from opposite directions, but they both love when something just works. In practice, Capricorn helps ground Libra. They remind Libra that beauty without substance is just surface, and that sometimes decisions need to be made, even if they're not perfect. Libra, in turn, helps Capricorn slow down and savor the moment. They show Capricorn that there's more to life than the next milestone. There's art, music, connection, and joy in the now. In this way, they become mirrors for each other. Capricorn reflecting structure and resilience, Libra reflecting softness and relational intelligence. Socially, they make an interesting team. Libra is the natural socialite, charming, tactful, and emotionally intelligent. They know how to navigate social situations like a conductor leading a symphony. Capricorn is more reserved, selective about their company, and not prone to small talk. But Libra often brings Capricorn out of their shell, introducing them to new people, experiences, and ideas. In return, Capricorn gives Libra a sense of grounding in spaces where they might otherwise float too freely. Conflict, when it arises, tends to center around priorities and pace. Libra wants harmony and might avoid confrontation altogether. Capricorn prefers to face problems head-on but with logic, not emotion. This can create misunderstandings, Capricorn thinking Libra is too passive, Libra thinking Capricorn is too harsh. But if they both stay present and value the friendship more than being right, they'll find a way back to balance. Libra's diplomacy paired with Capricorn's integrity makes for a problem-solving duo that can weather most disagreements. Emotionally, they have very different expressions, but both are deeply loyal once trust is earned. Capricorn may take longer to open up, requiring actions over words. Libra expresses love and care through gestures, empathy, and conversation. Once they learn each other's emotional language, they can build a steady and affectionate friendship where both feel respected and understood. It's not showy, but it runs deep, a quiet, mutual regard that grows stronger with time. Over the years, this friendship becomes a blend of art and architecture. Capricorn helps build the strong foundation. Libra adds the beauty and flow. They may never fully see the world through the same lens, but they'll come to value the contrast. In fact, it's often the push and pull between their energies that keeps the friendship dynamic, alive, and worth holding on to. Friendship verdict: a refined, intellectually rich friendship that thrives on balance, respect, and the meeting of discipline and beauty. Capricorn and Libra may come from different planets, but together they create a world that's both well-structured and worth living in. Capricorn plus Scorpio. When Capricorn and Scorpio form a friendship, it doesn't come with fireworks or flashy declarations. It's quiet, it's slow, it's deliberate, and yet, behind that composed exterior lies one of the most powerful, loyal, and emotionally intense bonds in the entire zodiac. These two signs don't play when it comes to trust, and they don't waste time with superficial connections. They're not interested in small talk or temporary friends. They're looking for people who can handle the truth, walk through fire, and stand solid through every storm. And in each other, they find exactly that. Capricorn is earth, grounded, structured, focused on the material world and long-term goals. Scorpio is water, deep, emotional, and intuitive, operating far beneath the surface. Together, they create an elemental balance that feels both unstoppable and unshakable. Capricorn's practical, steady nature is exactly what Scorpio needs to feel safe, while Scorpio's emotional complexity pulls Capricorn into deeper waters than they usually allow themselves to explore. It's not about completing each other, it's about sharpening, challenging, and ultimately strengthening each other. At first glance, this friendship can seem reserved, even cold, to outsiders. Both Capricorn and Scorpio are extremely private. They observe before they engage. They don't trust easily, and neither is quick to open up. But behind the stillness is mutual respect brewing from the very beginning. Scorpio senses Capricorn's strength and integrity. Capricorn recognizes Scorpio's depth and resilience. They move slowly toward each other, not out of caution, but out of principle, because both know that once a bond is made, they don't take it lightly. When that bond finally locks in, it's all in. This isn't a friendship filled with constant texting or daily check-ins. It's not built on surface-level socializing. It's built on presence, loyalty, and spoken understanding. These two can go weeks without talking and pick up right where they left off, as if no time has passed. When one is in trouble, the other shows up, no questions asked. Scorpio brings the emotional loyalty. Capricorn brings the practical support. And together, they form the kind of duo that people either deeply admire or secretly fear, because there's real power in their connection. In terms of day-to-day dynamics, Capricorn provides Scorpio with a sense of structure and emotional clarity that helps ground their intense feelings. Scorpio, in return, teaches Capricorn that vulnerability isn't weakness, that emotions, when handled with trust, are tools of strength. Capricorn helps Scorpio set boundaries. Scorpio helps Capricorn break through theirs. It's a push-pull of emotion and control that, when handled maturely, creates lasting personal growth for both. There's also a shared love for control, and this is where things can get tricky. Both signs are naturally dominant in their own ways. Capricorn likes to lead with quiet authority, while Scorpio influences through subtle emotional power and perception. If ego gets involved, they can find themselves in a silent struggle for who holds the reins. But the beauty is, when these two respect each other, and they usually do, they quickly realize there's more to be gained from collaboration than competition. Together, they form a united front, fiercely protective of each other and quietly unstoppable. Emotionally, their friendship is layered. Capricorn may not always have the emotional vocabulary Scorpio needs, but they show up through action. They remember what matters. They help without asking. Scorpio, in turn, might struggle to articulate their loyalty in words, but when Capricorn really needs someone, Scorpio is there, not just physically, but spiritually. These are the friends who will sit in silence through pain, who will help bury secrets, who will remember every slight and protect each other with unflinching loyalty. Their humor is dark, their trust runs deep, their patience is long, and though the world might never fully understand the depth of this friendship, that's part of its power. They don't need others to get it. They don't need to prove it. They just know, and in a world of flaky connections and filtered realities, that kind of authenticity is rare gold. Even when conflict arises, and it can, especially if one feels betrayed, this friendship has the potential to rebuild. Scorpio might spiral into intensity, Capricorn might retreat into silence. But if the foundation is strong, they'll come back together with a deeper understanding than before. Forgiveness doesn't come easy for either, but respect and loyalty often override pride. In the long run, Capricorn and Scorpio form the kind of bond that transcends typical definitions of friendship. It's not just about fun or shared interests. It's about being understood, held, and challenged in the deepest ways. They evolve together, hold each other accountable, and protect each other like family. In a word, Unbreakable. Friendship verdict. A raw, loyal, and transformational friendship forged in silence and sealed with trust. When Capricorn and Scorpio choose each other, they don't just make a friend, they gain a lifelong ally in the truest sense. Capricorn plus Sagittarius. This is a friendship where two wildly different worlds collide, and the sparks are both frustrating and strangely electric. Capricorn is all about structure, goals, and playing the long game. Sagittarius? They're the Zodiac's eternal explorer, ruled by spontaneity, freedom, and a healthy dose of mischief. Where Capricorn sees risk, Sagittarius sees adventure. Where Sagittarius sees rules, Capricorn sees strategy. These two are practically opposites, and yet, when they come together, it's like an unexpected duet, sometimes out of sync, but occasionally, magically harmonious. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of discipline, boundaries, and time-tested effort. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion, optimism, and luck. Saturn says, plan ahead. Jupiter says, let's wing it. This difference defines their dynamic. Capricorn is thinking about retirement plans at 25. Sagittarius is planning a spontaneous trip to Nepal with zero preparation. They operate on completely different timelines, and yet, the friction between their philosophies can actually create a fascinating friendship, one filled with growth, laughter, and the occasional existential debate. The initial attraction in this friendship usually comes from curiosity. Capricorn is quietly fascinated by Sagittarius's freedom, that light-hearted, go-with-the-flow energy that seems immune to stress. Sagittarius, on the other hand, is drawn to Capricorn's self-discipline and wisdom, even if they poke fun at it. There's an unspoken admiration underneath the jokes and eye rolls. Sagittarius wonders what it would be like to stay still for once. Capricorn wonders what it would be like to let go, just a little. Their conversations are rarely shallow. Sagittarius loves philosophy, big ideas, and pushing boundaries. Capricorn enjoys substance, analysis, and cutting through fluff. While they may approach topics from different angles, Sag with a storyteller's flair, Cap with a strategist's clarity, they both appreciate intelligent discussion. They're likely to spend hours debating ethics, travel, business, or whether happiness is a goal or a byproduct. It's engaging, surprising, and occasionally intense, but never boring. In practice, this friendship will constantly be navigating the tension between spontaneity and structure. Sagittarius might invite Capricorn to a last-minute road trip with no map, no reservations, and lots of chaos. Capricorn might respond with, "I need 2 weeks' notice and a Google Doc." At first, this seems incompatible. But over time, Sagittarius teaches Capricorn that not every moment has to be accounted for. Life doesn't always fall apart when you deviate from the plan. Capricorn teaches Sagittarius that a little forethought can make adventures smoother, and sometimes more meaningful. Their differences can create either growth or gridlock. If Capricorn tries to control Sagittarius, the fire sign will bolt. Freedom is non-negotiable for Sagittarius. Likewise, if Sagittarius treats Capricorn's boundaries like optional suggestions, they'll hit a wall, fast. Respect is key. Capricorn needs to resist the urge to micromanage. Sagittarius must recognize that reliability is not just a buzzkill, it's a form of care. When both give a little, this dynamic turns into a masterclass in balance. Emotionally, they operate on separate frequencies. Capricorn internalizes, often processing feelings through action and responsibility. Sagittarius is expressive, sometimes blunt, and often forgets that not everyone appreciates brutal honesty. Capricorn might see Sagittarius as careless with emotions. Sagittarius might see Capricorn as emotionally distant or hard to read. This is where patience becomes essential. Sagittarius can help Capricorn open up, laugh at themselves, and embrace imperfection. Capricorn can help Sagittarius understand the impact of their words and the value of emotional maturity. One thing they do share is ambition, though it shows up differently. Capricorn is quietly determined, climbing the mountain step by step. Sagittarius is driven by curiosity and inspiration, chasing what excites them. When these two align on a shared goal, they can make magic. Capricorn provides structure, resources, and accountability. Sagittarius brings energy, vision, and optimism. Together, they're capable of turning big dreams into tangible reality, if they can agree on how to get there. Socially, this friendship is a seesaw. Sagittarius wants spontaneity, social adventure, and movement. Capricorn prefers meaningful interactions with select people, often in more grounded settings. But when they meet in the middle, say, a thought-provoking film followed by a night of unexpected wandering, both come away energized and expanded. Sagittarius gets depth, Capricorn gets levity. It's a trade-off, and one that can deeply enrich them both. Long-term, this friendship depends on mutual evolution. Sagittarius must grow to appreciate structure without feeling caged. Capricorn must learn to loosen their grip without fearing collapse. It's not an easy road. There will be miscommunications, missed appointments, and moments of pure exasperation. But if they keep showing up and choose to see the best in each other, the reward is a friendship that broadens horizons and grounds potential in equal measure. Friendship verdict: dynamic, unpredictable, and full of potential. This is the kind of friendship that teaches both people how to grow in directions they didn't expect. With enough patience and mutual respect, Capricorn and Sagittarius can be the ultimate example of balance between freedom and focus. Capricorn plus Capricorn. When two Capricorns come together in a friendship, it's like watching two CEOs in a coffee shop, pretending they're not calculating 10 steps ahead. This is a bond built on mutual ambition, silent respect, and a shared language of hustle that only they truly understand. They both know what it means to carry weight, to build a life brick by brick, and to push forward even when no one's watching. From the outside, their friendship might look formal, even distant, but on the inside, it's a quiet powerhouse built on strategy, loyalty, and deep, unspoken understanding. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of discipline, responsibility, and long-term achievement. Multiply that by 2, and you get a dynamic duo that doesn't just talk about dreams, they schedule them, budget them, and execute. These are the friends who will help each other build businesses, move across the country, or write 10-year life plans over dinner. There's little room for drama or messiness, not because they don't feel deeply, but because they both view emotional chaos as counterproductive. It's all about control, composure, and momentum. From the very beginning, this friendship forms on a foundation of respect. Capricorns recognize each other's strength instantly: the self-discipline, the work ethic, the resilience. They appreciate that the other is not easily swayed by trends or public opinion. Both of them are selective, guarded, and not ones to jump into relationships, romantic or platonic, without thought. So when a Capricorn lets another Capricorn in, it's already a big deal. There's a recognition that goes beyond words. They see themselves reflected, the ambition, the doubts, the silent drive to succeed. But that reflection can also become a mirror to their flaws. These two are capable of pushing each other to excel, but they can also trigger one another's worst habits: hypercriticism, emotional suppression, and the tendency to measure self-worth through productivity. If both Capricorns are at peace with themselves, this can be a profoundly empowering friendship. But if either is insecure or threatened, it can turn into a quiet competition, not loud or obvious, but present nonetheless. Who's doing better? Who's more successful? Who's more respected? The good news is that Capricorns are generally too mature and too focused on their own goals to let that competitive energy dominate. Instead, they often settle into a rhythm of mutual support, a success squad. They keep each other in check, hold each other accountable, and cheer on every new milestone, not with over-the-top praise, but with a nod of approval and maybe a well-earned toast. This is not a friendship of empty compliments. It's one of earned respect. Emotionally, this pairing is a slow climb. Capricorns are famously private, and two together can make vulnerability feel like a high-security vault. But when trust is built, often over shared hardships or moments of real connection, it runs incredibly deep. They may not be gushy or expressive, but they will show up. They will remember. They will have your back in every tangible, meaningful way. This is a friendship where loyalty is not spoken but proven, again and again. Their time together is usually purposeful. You won't find these two wasting weekends on impulsive plans or superficial gossip. Instead, they're likely to bond over goals, projects, or thoughtful conversations about the future. Even fun looks structured. Curated experiences, quality over quantity, events that serve a purpose. That doesn't mean they can't laugh. In fact, Capricorn humor is famously dry, sharp, and often sarcastic. When two Capricorns let down their guards, their banter can be hilarious in a way few outsiders fully understand. Conflict, when it arises, is typically quiet and internal. Neither likes confrontation, and both prefer to handle issues maturely. But the problem is, they can also be incredibly stubborn. If they do clash, it might become a silent standoff, pride versus pride, waiting for the other to make the first move. The key to getting through it is honesty and vulnerability, which can be difficult for this sign but not impossible. Once both Capricorns realize they're not enemies but allies, they usually find their way back to mutual respect. In the long run, this is one of the most durable, high-value friendships in the zodiac. It may not be flashy or publicly sentimental, but it is real, resilient, and rooted in shared values. These two build something together that lasts, whether it's a business, a lifelong support system, or simply a bond forged through years of consistency and quiet care. Friendship verdict: ambitious, structured, and built on bedrock. When two Capricorns commit to friendship, it becomes a rare kind of alliance, one where loyalty runs deep, words are few, and actions always speak loudest. A slow burn that turns into a lifelong legacy. Capricorn plus Aquarius. This is a friendship built on tension, and that's not a bad thing. Capricorn and Aquarius are like two puzzle pieces from different boxes. Capricorn brings tradition, structure, and strategy. Aquarius brings rebellion, innovation, and unpredictability. On paper, they make no sense. One is grounded in reality, the other is floating three ideas ahead of the moment. But that's exactly why this friendship can be fascinating. It's not about blending seamlessly. It's about sharpening each other, like flint and steel, sparks included. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of time, structure, and legacy. They value hard work, accountability, and systems that have stood the test of time. Aquarius, meanwhile, is ruled by both Saturn and Uranus, the planet of revolution and radical change. It's an unusual duality that gives Aquarius a curious respect for structure, even while they're trying to dismantle it. Capricorn sees the world in terms of order and efficiency. Aquarius sees it in terms of potential and what could be if only the rules weren't so. Rule Y. From the moment they meet, there's a mutual, "what is going on with you?" energy. Capricorn may see Aquarius as scattered, defiant, or impractical. Aquarius may see Capricorn as overly rigid, conservative, or stuck in outdated modes of thinking. But behind that skepticism is something deeper: curiosity. Capricorn finds themselves oddly intrigued by Aquarius's inventive ideas and refusal to conform. Aquarius, in turn, can't help but respect Capricorn's discipline and their rare ability to turn big ideas into concrete results. If they stay open-minded, this contrast becomes the foundation for a truly thought-provoking connection. Their conversations can be epic. Think late-night debates that start with whether capitalism is sustainable and end with a plan for starting a social enterprise. Capricorn brings real-world experience, a roadmap, and the question, but how would that actually work? Aquarius brings theory, idealism, and the answer, we'll figure it out on the way. They challenge each other intellectually, and that challenge can lead to some serious personal growth, or some epic eye rolls, depending on the day. One of the biggest struggles in this friendship is pace. Capricorn prefers slow, measured progress. They like checklists, project phases, and proven methods. Aquarius wants to skip steps, rewrite the process, and change course halfway through, because why not? This can frustrate Capricorn, who craves predictability, and confuse Aquarius, who can't stand feeling boxed in. The key is compromise. Capricorn must learn that not every deviation is a disaster. Aquarius must realize that structure isn't the enemy of creativity. sometimes it's what makes innovation possible. Socially, they're opposites again. Aquarius thrives in unconventional settings, with friends from every walk of life and spontaneous plans that seem to materialize out of thin air. Capricorn prefers curated experiences, familiar people, and a strong sense of control over their schedule. When they go out together, it might be awkward at first, Capricorn mentally preparing to leave early, Aquarius inviting 5 strangers to join. But over time, they learn from each other. Capricorn softens, loosens their grip on control, and discovers that unpredictability can lead to joy. Aquarius gains a deeper appreciation for intention, timing, and the value of consistency in relationships. Emotionally, this pairing takes work. Both signs can be emotionally detached, Capricorn because they're cautious and reserved, Aquarius because they intellectualize feelings. They don't express affection in conventional ways. But if they give the friendship time, a quiet loyalty forms. They may not say, "I care about you," often, but they'll prove it through long conversations, shared projects, and showing up when it counts. Capricorn teaches Aquarius how to stay grounded when the world feels overwhelming. Aquarius reminds Capricorn that change doesn't have to be feared, it can be liberating. Where they really shine is in collaboration. Capricorn has the patience and persistence to bring Aquarius's big-picture visions into the real world. Aquarius, in turn, challenges Capricorn to expand their horizons, think more progressively, and take chances they wouldn't normally consider. If they can check their egos at the door and see each other as allies rather than opposites, they make a powerful team. Aquarius dreams the impossible, Capricorn makes it possible. Still, this friendship won't survive without mutual respect. If Capricorn starts seeing Aquarius as reckless, or Aquarius starts viewing Capricorn as a deadweight traditionalist, things can spiral. Capricorn must resist the urge to control. Aquarius must resist the urge to dismiss. Their success as friends lies in their ability to stay curious, not critical, to keep asking, "What can I learn from this person, even if I don't fully understand them?" In the long run, their differences don't have to divide them, they can define them. This friendship is like a laboratory, constantly experimenting with balance, past and future, order and chaos, realism and idealism. And when it works, it's genius. Friendship verdict: unconventional and mentally stimulating, this friendship challenges both signs to evolve. Capricorn and Aquarius might never see the world the same way, but together, they just might change it. Capricorn plus Pisces. This is the kind of friendship that sneaks up on you, quiet, unassuming, and deeply meaningful beneath the surface. Capricorn and Pisces move through the world in entirely different ways, but when their paths intertwine, something unexpectedly beautiful happens. Capricorn is the pragmatic realist, grounded in logic, discipline, and the tangible. Pisces is the intuitive dreamer, floating between imagination, emotion, and empathy. One lives by structure, the other lives by soul. And somehow, this contrast doesn't pull them apart, it gently, persistently draws them closer. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of time, order, and responsibility. They see life as a series of steps: build, grow, stabilize, repeat. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusion, and spiritual depth. They feel life as a series of waves, moments of beauty, sorrow, inspiration, and surrender. At first glance, this pairing makes little sense. Capricorn might view Pisces as impractical or too soft for the real world. Pisces might see Capricorn as emotionally distant or too obsessed with control. But beneath those assumptions lies the potential for a truly rare bond, one that blends the physical and the emotional, the plan and the poetry. From the beginning, there's a subtle curiosity. Capricorn is drawn to Pisces' emotional openness, even if they don't fully understand it. There's something soothing about Pisces' gentle nature, something that allows Capricorn to exhale a little, to put down the armor. Pisces, on the other hand, is immediately comforted by Capricorn's stability. Capricorn gives them a safe place to land, a steady presence that makes the chaos of their inner world feel less overwhelming. They're not mirror images, they're complementary forces. What makes this friendship flourish is their ability to nourish each other's unmet needs. Capricorn, so used to being the strong one, finds emotional rest in Pisces' compassion. Pisces, who often feels misunderstood or overlooked, finds validation in Capricorn's consistency and respect. Pisces shows Capricorn that softness isn't weakness. Capricorn shows Pisces that boundaries aren't rejection, they're protection. Over time, they start to learn each other's emotional languages, and the friendship begins to deepen into something quietly transformative. Day to day, their dynamic can look like a pairing of opposites. Capricorn keeps a strict calendar, works with precision, and values results. Pisces might lose track of time while journaling about dreams or helping a stranger through an emotional crisis. Capricorn may tease Pisces for being in la la land, but it's done with affection. And Pisces may gently prod Capricorn to loosen their grip on control, maybe even to chase a dream for the joy of it, not just the achievement. They don't always operate on the same frequency, but their willingness to meet each other halfway creates harmony. One of the hidden strengths of this friendship is their shared devotion. Capricorn might not show it with words or grand gestures, but their loyalty runs deep. Pisces may be more expressive, often offering kindness and care without expecting anything in return. Together, they create a bond that feels safe, enduring, and deeply human. Even when life gets busy or distance grows, they always find their way back to each other, because they choose each other, time and time again. Emotionally, there can be some bumps. Capricorn tends to be reserved and prefers to solve problems logically. Pisces leads with emotion, intuition, and often doesn't even fully understand what they're feeling, they just feel. Capricorn may get frustrated by Pisces' sensitivity or seeming lack of direction. Pisces may get hurt by Capricorn's bluntness or emotional distance, but with patience and effort, they learn to hold space for one another. Pisces helps Capricorn connect with their heart. Capricorn helps Pisces build emotional resilience. Conflict, when it arises, tends to be gentle rather than explosive. Neither sign is particularly confrontational. Capricorn may go silent, Pisces may retreat into sadness, but there's rarely shouting or drama. Instead, they navigate issues with empathy and quiet honesty, a soft recalibration rather than a fight. With time, they learn how to communicate better, and these moments become opportunities for deeper trust rather than reasons to pull away. Socially, they may prefer different scenes. Capricorn might feel most comfortable in structured, professional settings or close-knit, meaningful circles. Pisces drifts toward creative spaces, spiritual environments, or groups where emotional connection flows freely. But together, they often find common ground in shared rituals, coffee dates, long walks, movies with emotional depth, or just sitting in comfortable silence. There's an ease between them that doesn't need constant entertainment to feel alive. In the long run, this friendship becomes a safe harbor. Pisces brings out the soft, soulful side of Capricorn that few get to see. Capricorn offers Pisces the grounding and guidance they didn't know they were craving. It's not always easy, their rhythms are different, and their worldviews sometimes clash. But through respect, patience, and a willingness to grow, they craft a bond that is both poetic and practical. It's the kind of friendship that grows slowly but lasts forever. Friendship verdict: gentle, grounding, and profoundly nurturing. Capricorn and Pisces teach each other balance, between strength and sensitivity, planning and dreaming, reality and magic. A friendship that feels like home, in the truest sense. So, which sign are you? And how's your friendship with the Capricorns in your life holding up? Maybe it's more written in the stars than you think. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Capricorn compatibility, don't forget to like, subscribe, and binge our other zodiac breakdowns, and don't forget to check the links in the description for more cosmic content. See you in the stars.